Good afternoon. My company has been working in the field of AI for the 30 years we've been in operation, and our clients include leading corporations around the world. Many of them are actually retailers. Now that we have covered this journey in full, I think we understand quite well the objectives faced by retailers, as well as the pain points that retailers tend to have. In my presentation today, I would love to share with you the experience that we have. I would love, and I will obviously do that, and I will also talk about the aid we can provide across a range of disciplines. So let me start with some analysis. Various agencies have been saying that retail is one of the leading industries when it comes to digital transformation. Also, they are one of the most successful industries in terms of conducting digital transformations. We're often hearing as well that very many modern technologies are going to be applied in the retail industry, dramatically changing both their internal processes as well as their customer-facing processes. There are numerous examples in the market, both in Russia and overseas, where AI transforms the kind of objectives that companies have and helps them personalize the services they offer, or it also can help them automate some end-to-end processes. I'm quoting public data here. It's very easy, I guess, to find them, given that I have the references in my presentation. So without further ado, I'd like to move on and mention that according to numerous analysts, roughly 42% of Russian retailers are already using artificial intelligence in their business processes. In fact, this number is going to grow to 77% by 2024. According to the same report, the main stimulus for implementation of AI is the growing competition in the market, as well as the growing demands in terms of service quality imposed by the customers. So all this forces companies, primarily retailers, to change their processes and deploy new technologies. Now let's look at what's happening internationally. A good answer to this question comes from IBM report of 2019. Can you guess how many retail companies, or the share of retail companies according to IBM, that will implement AI? 70%. 70% is the share of retailers that will be implementing or will have implemented AI in their operations by 2020, according to IBM, which means that other countries are ahead of the curve, ahead of Russia at least, although we are moving in the same direction. Please note that the companies that are already deploying AI consider three areas most promising for AI in their operations. One, should I say first and foremost, is supply chain planning, followed by demand forecasting and client communications. Let's look at them in more detail to discover why they're so important and why they believe that AI can provide the biggest benefit and can create the biggest value there. It all starts, obviously, with customer attraction or customer acquisition. And at this stage, numerous AI technologies can already be applied. My colleague, Alexander from Teradata, has already explained how hyper-personalization of services works, and indeed, he got it absolutely right. That's what's happening in the market. You know, in 2020, cold calls don't work anymore. Clients expect to be informed about the products they need when they become interested in these products. That's why major corporations such as Amazon are deploying lots and lots of AI-driven technologies as they try to provide more personalized offers to their clients when they need them. However, under the hood of these operations, we can usually find lots and lots of sophisticated processes that enable proper orchestration of this process, so that products and services are indeed delivered on time, without worsening the quality of service. Because if you provide or if you inform the client of something he or she needs, but the service quality is not good enough, you're out of stock, or you don't deliver it in time, obviously the client will have negative experience, and chances are he will turn to your competitors.
And such end-to-end processes, they go even further beyond the supply chain, reaching out to the customer service. So this is where the omni-channel comes into play. This is where we need to maintain the high quality of service to gain the customer loyalty, and the customer disloyalty may affect the returning purchases, repeated purchases, and customer loyalty, and your revenue and business in the end. And now let us have a look at the retail market in general. The key factor today is that the market is changing. If you look at it from the customer's perspective, the key value is not about the goods and prices. The key value, and this is what the retailers are competing on, that's the quality of service, end-to-end service, which requires the retailers making significant organizational transformations in their organizations to achieve that customer service level, and it takes the competition to a totally new quality level, because once a technology has been implemented by one market player, other market players have to catch up with those ones. In the end, this drives the industry-wide understanding of the technology application, its advantages and potential bottlenecks. As to the key objectives of optimization in retail, there are four main drivers. First of all, managing customer expectations, optimizing the logistics and business processes. And if you have many isolated IT systems which may not be integrated with each other, it's still extremely important to ensure an end-to-end process, because all the deficiencies, they are hidden at the transition points between the systems. And the companies may neglect that, but this is the biggest driver of performance optimization, and this is what helps to formulate an AI strategy for a company to shift the focus from business processes towards the customer expectations, to ensure the desired quality of service and to achieve this customer loyalty in the end. And bad service is the main reason behind customer attrition, and this is where the AI journey morphs into a customer journey. And this is where you start bringing in the Lean or Six Sigma processes to the organization. But the big question is how it should be done. Of course, it should be done on real data. Usually, an organization has this data already. It just needs to learn how to leverage it. One of the tools for that is the process intelligence platform. And according to experts from Nelson Hall, the process intelligence platform market is now growing fast. So such platforms analyze the digital trails of your business processes, which are already there in your IT systems. Any action of your client or of your employee leaves its trail in the IT systems, but this data is not properly leveraged. Despite the fact that it contains all the valuable insights into improving the performance of your business processes. But of course, you need special tools for that. I will tell you about that using the example of our tool, ABBYY Timeline. All the digital trails are collected into one pool, and you can analyze this data. That's step number one, but you can make another step even further to start monitoring all those trails in real-time mode. The system will be able to highlight the errors or mistakes, and you will be able to take immediate remedy actions to eliminate those mistakes. And the predictive AI can make meaningful predictions on the future of this process and the timeline of the events. So this is what we call a proactive management, where we can prevent undesired results, thus driving the quality of customer service upwards. Here we show just some of the objectives that can be addressed with process intelligence tools. And in most cases, they enhance the transparency of your processes, highlight those bottlenecks that can be optimized, identify the best use cases for AI, which would give the immediate return in terms of the customer service quality, as well as to predict some future events. Process intelligence has numerous benefits. Firstly, you can make organizational decisions or AI-related decisions based on real-time data, based on real-time intelligence. This helps to build your customer journey map, to identify which of your processes affect the client experience. Plus, it helps to scale up your business by seeing this end-to-end chain of business processes and focusing on the most important of those. In conclusion, I would like to say that it's not the future, it's the present already. So the future is here. Many companies have already moved towards decision-making based on real-time data analytics, and the artificial intelligence help to make our organizations better customer-focused by simply leveraging the data that is already in place in your IT systems, and it gives business a much better understanding of how the organization functions and how the organization should respond to the changing internal or external environment and how it should adapt its business model. And it's all built around insights from process intelligence tools. Thank you so much.